When we get back, is the flame lit black?
Oh yeah, is the torch next to the door lit?
As a matter of fact, it has.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Well, which of us wants to confront ourselves next?
Okay. Okay. Jylliana wearily raises her hand.
All right, let's go get yours done then.
Okay.
Okay, now we know what to expect. All you have to do is solve a riddle and then confront deep fears you've been dwelling on when you've been trying to sleep, and that's it. It's easy. All right.
Easy peasy.
Jylliana tries to grin, but it looks kind of like she's just sort of baring her teeth. Great! Yeah. I'm so good at that. I love doing that.
Wonderful.
I have so few fears that keep me up at night instead of sleeping. It's awesome.
You reach out towards the door, and before you can even touch it, it swings open with a creak, which sounds strange because it's made of crystal.
Duper.
It's more like a grind. And there is a stairway leading down into the darkness.
Oh, love it already.
Listen, we'll get through it, Jill. We'll get through it together.
We're right here with you, Jill.
Yeah, okay. See, it's okay if I say it, but if you say it, you're lying. Okay. And she marches in.
Okay. You march down into the dark, taking the handrail. Your footsteps echo again in this hallway. And you can feel your breath as it also echoes around. And as you emerge into the darkness, out of the darkness, you don't need a map for this one. You come across a 50-foot long hallway of crystal. It is about 10 feet high and 10 feet wide.
I don't like hallways.
The entire corridor is filled with knives and axes and razor-sharp flywheels, spears, darts, blades.
It's a trap hallway?
If you can imagine any unpleasantly sharp thing, it's there, and it's not a trap. It is in full display. It is a meat grinder of a hallway. And down the far back, past this 50 feet mark, you can see a glass wall, and behind it, a strange engine grinding away with a big red lever sticking out of it.
Why is the floor covered in Legos?
The floor is scattered with Legos.
Just to add insult to injury, I guess. Great.
Damn, Jill.
It is loud in here. This stuff is smashing and chinking and grinding and clattering. You're pretty sure you see like a hole in the wall out of which bottles are being launched to smash against the other side.
Is there any rhythm to this? Is there any is there any tempo?
Make investigation or perception check, please.
Okay.
Whichever you prefer.
My perception is better. My perception is garbage. That's 7.
With a 7, you can pick out maybe 1 or 2 of them hitting in a certain rhythm, and you think you've got it down, but then something else cuts in. They're overlapping, but they're not in any kind of rhythm that you, Jylliana, can discern.
When you're a bard...
As a musician,
yeah.
Wynn is less bard than Cacophony.
If part of you has studied music.
Wynn kind of taps her foot and tries to kind of whenever you're doing at least me, whenever you're doing when you're memorizing something and you kind of put it to a song,
yeah,
she's going to try to put it to kind of a song and see if she can kind of work out a beat.
Yeah.
Like a time signature?
Yeah.
All right, you've given me a good excuse. I'm going to let you roll one of those things again with advantage.
Ooh.
Me?
Win.
Win? Okay.
I will do perception with advantage. 18.
Okay. So, looking through, you notice a few things. About 15 feet in, there is a gap. There's actually a small spot where you could stand, and none of the blades or spikes or gears or anything that could fuck you up appears to be reaching onto that space. As for the rhythm, you're pretty sure that you've got it. It's like 3 layers of polyrhythms, but you reckon you could nail it down, and there is almost a little song you can kind of tap your foot to and sing as you go.
Mackenzie, I think you should pick a song.
She starts, like, kind of doing the shot. Sorry, the first thing that popped into my head was not actually even a jive. It was read between the fucking lines.
See, I was thinking of Jamiroquai. It's like nothing left for me to do but dance. All these bad times I'm going through, just dance.
Yeah, except it's in like 7/16 time.
Yeah,
with an overlay
so she starts kind of
5/3
wiggling and
time.
dancing, and she's like, "I got this." And she starts like going forward, and she's going to try to reach that one.
Like she's doing a little bit of a shimmy to warm herself up.
Yeah, she's doing a little.
Okay.
She's kind of got like a little shimmy. It's nowhere near as classy as what Cacophony would do, but Gwen is just kind of awkwardly swinging her arms and kind of wiggling her hips. It's that awkward high school dance maneuver.
I feel like it's probably something where it's like Wynn would actually move, like Cacophony would move with a lot of like effortless grace, but you can probably tell that like Wynn has at least studied. She has the sense of it, but it's all kind of mechanical. Would that be about right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. Well, with this assistance, I'm going to let you roll an acrobatics check with advantage for all this effort you've put into it, please.
Hell yeah. 28.
28.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you notice that Cacophony is a dancer. Wynn does not waste movement. She zips and dips and swings around, and you can see these blades go past you. A dart nearly gives you a free nose piercing. A spear nearly gives you a free stomach piercing.
Just ducking, leaping up.
And you end with one last superhero dive into this area. And you have found a 5 foot by 5 foot space where you can safely stand, and it's right about in the center. 10 foot by 10 foot, because it's 20 foot of space, and then the 10 foot, and then 20 foot more. And there is a lever here, similar to the one on the wall. You couldn't see it before because it's kind of recessed. But there's a lever here that you can pull.
She reaches out and plucks it.
Cool. All the spinning blades and stuff between you and the others stop, freeze for a moment, and then retract back into the wall, and crystal things slide over them to lock them into place. The way up to that halfway point is clear.
I think it means you need to solve your problems with dance.
I can do a basic waltz. I'm not graceful. Jill's gonna just jog up to her. Look, Wynn, that was incredible. Holy shit.
Thanks. That's very awkward.
I was really worried for a second there.
Oh, maybe it's that, whatchamacallit?
She waits awkwardly, staring at Artie.
We all stare at Artie.
Artie's just got his finger on his mouth. I lost it.
Okay.
I don't remember.
It'll come
That's
to you,
okay.
I'm sure.
Oh, come through, bud.
Can I help her, can I help out with trying to figure out the rhythm for the next part, if indeed there is one?
You may. You can indeed try to take another crack at this. This one will be a little harder. So, Wynn, please roll with your perception check with advantage.
Okay, she starts tapping her foot again, trying to find the beat. 19.
Okay. With this one, you do indeed also manage to find it. It's a bit harder this time, a bit rougher.
There's this is where I imagine this is where the bottles are clanging and they're kind of ruining everything else.
Yeah, because there's a spinning blade that's mashing through the broken glass, and that's messing up the rhythm. But you think you can get it.
All right. She says, "I think I've got it," and then she steps in, ducking down, and starts doing her steady, quick movements through.
Yep. With such a high roll, I'll let you roll acrobatics with advantage.
28 again.
Okay,
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Right.
You zip and dip on through, and halfway through, though, you slip on some broken glass. Please make a dex save.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wynn?
16?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no?
With a 16, you lose your footing and you fall to the ground.
Shit.
And all these blades pass through you harmlessly.
Oh. She kind of pauses there, kind of lifts her head up, lifts her hand to put in the way of one of the blades.
Yeah, everything kind of just phases through your body.
She kind of shrugs, looks behind her, and gets back up and walks forward.
Jill like reaches her arm out and shakes it into the death traps in front of her.
Your arm is not mangled. You don't feel anything. You hear the sounds. There is a rushing of wind as things like whoosh past you, but the actual things don't interact with your body.
Jill blanks. Her mouth moves for a second.
Yeah, isn't this, they call this a metaphor, right?
And then she just sort of balls her fists and puts her face into her hands like...
I feel like I understand this one better than mine. There, Jill.
A metaphor? Whatever
It's
could you be
fine.
talking about?
Artie starts just doing cartwheels.
The therapy books I borrowed from the library were right.
What would they write about, Jill?
When just stop, I'll go.
Okay, she says, just kind of pausing in the middle of all the things.
You walk up to the end of the hallway as these death traps whirl and spin all around you, passing through you like they're just nothing. At the
Like
end,
it's a metaphor.
At the end, you come up to the pane of glass blocking the way, and you realize it is actually blocking the entire end of the way, and you walk through it too. And then you reach out and you reach this grinding machine. It's rattling. There are so many moving parts inside. It's bits of spinning, bits of spitting out smoke. You can feel the heat from it as it kind of overheats under its own strain. And there is the lever in front of you.
Jill just has a really heavy, angry sigh.
She moves up behind Jill and then pats her shoulder.
Just flips the switch.
You reach out and you take the lever and you slide it down. It's a bit of a grind, in fact. It's quite rough and you have to use both hands, but you chunk it into place. The machine slowly grinds to a halt. You can hear steam hissing from it. All the illusory blades in the hallway retreat back into the walls and are covered up.
Jill turns around to Win. It's like, okay, I don't want that to actually diminish any of the effort that you just put through, because that was still really fucking cool, and I appreciate it a lot.
No problem. She kind of awkwardly stands there. Win, always the one who's a little bit more awkward. Yeah, no problem.
Yep. You want to do an awkward pat on the shoulder?
Yeah, let's do an awkward pat on the shoulder. She pats Jill on the shoulder.
Pat.
Gravity Falls voice, pat, pat.
Yep.
So, Jylliana, you turn back around to face the machine, and the machine's not there anymore. It is now a pedestal with about 20 feet of space in front of it, and in the pedestal is a handprint.
All right, group hug up. This is the fucked up part.
That's the fucked up part.
Jylliana visibly swallows.
Everyone brace.
All right, what do you guys what do you think? Is this one going to be which anxiety do you think? I've got so many.
I'm thinking it's going to be the you that you think you are.
Is this a game do you actually want us to guess? Is this a game you want to play?
I never do, but I always seem to anyway. What's it gonna be? What do we have? All right.
I'm betting it's the you think you are.
The you I am.
The you think you are.
The you are.
The URL?
Maybe it's gonna be a boy thing. That'd be super. Just airing all.
There
my
weren't
dirty
any
laundry.
boys in here.
I know, but there also wasn't anything about maturity in the treasure room, and yet here we are. Could be okay.
You can get it over with. It'll be done. We're here.
Okay. And she'll just I think she puts her hand out hesitates above the imprint, like, kind of wiggles her fingers a little, then, okay, and places her hand in the space.
The pedestal is cool to the touch, very smooth. Your fingers nestle into it snugly, and it starts to glow. And in the room, in front of you, on the left side, you see a figure. She's facing away from you. She's wearing a simple spun robe. Her hair is platinum and her skin is dark and smattered with freckles, but she's not looking at you. She's surrounded by friends, and you see people who could very well be Artie or Alviva or Win or Cacophony. You see people like Mother Sylvia. You see your family, your siblings. You see the other acolytes you know. And you turn around and face yourself. The figure in front of you turns and faces towards you, and it's you. And you're happy, and you're smiling, and you're laughing. Then a second figure appears, facing away from you. This figure is utterly resplendent. On the right of the room, she is wearing dragon scale armor. She has a long war hammer. Beside her stands a man, a half-orc, with fine clothes and slicked back hair, and they're facing away from you. From this figure's back protrude two bright glowing wings. Golden light shines around her. She also has friends. They are vague and unknown to you. You can't make them out. And she turns and faces, and she has the dark skin and the platinum hair and the freckles. But it's not you. It's not your face. And you know in your heart that you could never be her.
Yeah, that seems right.
Who use?
No, just the one.
No, Jill, that's you over there with Lachlan. And all of us around you again.
No, that looks about right, but no, that's not. That's...
And the figure looks at you, Jylliana, the glowing figure, and says in a different voice, "You're not me. You can't be me. I'm me. That's you." And she points to the version of you in the simple robes.
You can be that.
You are that.
You are that.
What?
You could pop your wings right now.
In your shining armor and your massive hammer, you're amazing.
No, that's... No, actually, I know what that is. You know what that is? That's probably the person that should be here. That's the cleric that probably should be able to be here. That's
you.
That's the right one.
You are the right one, Jill.
I mean, it'd be nice, and I'd like to be, but that's probably the one that can actually handle this.
You're handling it.
No.
You're here.
Yeah, you're here. You've dealt with us through all of our issues. That's you. You've thrown out your wings to save us. How many times? 100.
And as you say this, Jill, again, your chest begins to glow with a light-absorbing black flame. And the Jill in Acolyte's robes looks over and says, "No, don't worry about her. Come back to me. It's okay. We can be safe. We can be ourselves. It's fine. Don't worry about it."
Both of these are you.
But I mean that one seems happy.
And the resplendent Jill says, "Yeah, what she said. You'll never be me. Go be her. Go be nothing."
Hey, rude.
You are something. You're the one.
Nothing.
You're the one walking towards Ethla. Maybe not singing, but basically. You're the one who's going to wield her powers and her abilities, and we're going to save the fucking universe.
I mean, what was it that y'all said of it's not extremes?
It's not extremes.
I don't have to choose if I get to have fun or have responsibilities. It can be both. You can make saffron buns and have simple times, and you can sometimes pop crazy wings and talk to a god, and it's both you at different times.
You can't ever be nothing. That's not possible.
I gotta say, says Wen suddenly, I am not looking forward to mine with these you can be both things.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't.
You are both of these things to us, Jill. You are a savior and you're a friend who brings us happiness. Both of these.
The flame in Jill's chest grows brighter, or rather darker, sucking ever more light out from around it.
Wait, why is Lachlan with the bigger one?
I think he's over there too.
Dating you now.
And Lachlan turns and says, well, don't you know? It's because I could never be with her. I could only be with her. And the first one is at real Jill, and the second one is at illusory Jill.
That's a fucking lie. Because you didn't
that's
even make
dumb.
out with me. Jill, he made out with you. He didn't make out with me.
Also, Lachlan's a pretty... I don't think he'd say something mean like that.
He'd
In
never
case you need
say
more
something
evidence, this
mean.
is all just a fucked up mind game.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're kind of just... You're both nerds. And you're both kind of little disasters together. You know? I don't think that he only cares about you as fancy, savior, untouchable. That's not... When you've had your dates, they're not like that. And I gesture at the fancy...
And we know we've snuck after you a few times.
Yeah, we've watched.
We've watched
Your
a
dates have been more of the other one.
Your dates are boring.
I think they're cute.
We love you, but they're kind of lame.
I do think
Lovingly.
I think this is in character laughter.
The Jill with the wrong face, the not Jill, cocks her head at you. And a slight grimace passes over her features as you laugh.
Okay, well... Okay, you guys probably have a point. And I think she looks up at the hero up there.
Yeah.
And I think she just kind of like looks her in the eye. It's like, I don't think I'm you, but I also don't think I'm nothing. At the very least, they don't think so.
And what does that matter when you know the truth?
Because I'm figuring out that I can't trust what I think about some things. I can't trust what I think about other people and what they think about me. I can't always trust myself. But
who can you trust if not yourself? And she looks at you with a, checkmate atheists kind of look.
Jill gestures with her free hand. I can trust them.
And the figure immediately scowls as you start to speak and say that.
I can trust them to see what I can't. And I can't see myself in you, but they can, and I have to do my best to believe that.
And as you say that, you look at the scowl, and it's gone. And the face is yours now. That's Jylliana in front of you. You know that face. The face has changed. Both of the Jills, the people surrounding them, fade away. And the one in acolyte robes walks up to you. And so does the hero. And the one in acolyte robes takes a hand and says to you, I will always be a part of you. And the hero says, so will I, whether you see it or not. And then they disappear, and the black flame dislodges from your chest and floats out the back of the room, down the hallway, and the room goes dark.
Jill kind of mutters to herself, like, I'm still probably not the right cleric for this, but I'm the one that's here.
You're the right cleric for us.
Yeah.
And Jill, it's a little harder to say that now. You feel like something has physically come out of you, and it's harder to disparage yourself. Like the words don't come nearly as easily as they did 2 minutes ago.
Then in that case, I think she says that, and then she kind of smacks her lips a little. Huh.
The words taste different on your lips.
Hey, can I also get a group hug now, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Group hug time.
Group hug, group hug.
Artie sneaks in a noogie.
I have to lean down for that, huh?
You're not
He climbs
7
up.
feet tall.
You're 5 foot.
He's got arms.
I have like 8 inches on you. 7? Something like that? I think
How
it's
long
7.
do you think an arm is? Do you think he's got little penguin flippers?
No, that's your
That's
other
the wrong
character.
character. People be tripping.
Breadsticks wraps around your neck like a warm scarf.
Oh,
As a
does
hug.
she do a little purr?
Absolutely.
Oh.
The feeling of like your ear pressed against a cat while they purr.
Oh
like
my
the
gosh,
deep
yes.
throbbing, it's like that, but in your throat and chest.
Oh. She's a very good girl, Alviva.
She is the best girl.
And she does
Thanks.
a little chirp in your ear, and like, you know how cats bonk their head against your face?
Yeah.
She does that.
I feel like she's probably the kind that like nips a little too, like affectionately.
Oh, yeah.
Just nah.
It only ever draws a little bit of blood.
Just a little bit, just a friendly amount of blood.
Yeah.
And then she licks it up and, like, in a way that's convenient, in a way it's slightly troubling. But
She's a
at the end
creature of the
day, it's just-
Feywild.
it's
What's she
cute.
doing with the blood? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
Don't worry
about
about
it.
it.
Breadsticks can has a little blood.
As a treat.
As a treat.
As a treat.
Okay, let's go back.
All right, you walk down the hallway with its clean, smooth, crystalline walls, and you step out into the hub again.
I feel like this Crystal Palace is really experiencing a lot of smugness for that imagined troubles metaphor in the hallway.
The black flame is now resting in the torch in the sconce next to your door. And just like Vive's door, I don't know if I said this before, I feel like I did, but maybe I forgot. The edges of the door melt away as you shut it,
Oh, huh.
and the door is no longer there. And if I didn't say that for Alviva's door, then I apologize. That's what happened there too.
That's
so
fine.
all that remains now is the black flame torch.
Okay.
2 out of 4.
Halfway done, gang.
Gem Jammer is performed by Annie Creighton, Anna Emmeline, Alexi Peppers, Rio Rios, Kit Walker, and Mackenzie Weaver, and is edited by Jake Mason. Our character designs are by Rio Rios, who you can find at vriosart on Twitter, and our cover art is by Canary Witch, who you can find at doodlesfromthebird.tumblr.com. Our opening and closing music is by Reckoning Storm Audioworks. Check out our website at crookedrussiancam.horse or .gay. You can also find bonus Gem Jammer content at patreon.com/thegemjam, including Jylliana's private diary, as well as bonus content for our other shows. Thank you very much for listening, stay safe, and we'll catch you next time. That is not what I meant to draw. I meant to draw a little tick. But instead, it's like, wow, that's just all very bad. I'm going to stop now.
There's some blue lines to indicate we did it.